With the men's short program on the ice, set to go, Tim Goebel, who won the title back in 2001. And as Christine said, he is very close to Angela Nikodinoff. And this was earlier here at the Rose Garden as he made his way in, and obviously distraught about the loss of Angela Nikodinoff's mother. And even throughout his warm-up, tears in his eyes.
A warm welcome now for Timothy Goebel.
And Dick, on top of the events this week here in Portland, Goebel, of course, also going through a lot in his life. In terms of the change of coaches, Frank Carroll basically firing Tim Goebel, and the switch, the move across country, now working with Audrey Wisiger.
Well, you know, it's an incredible thing. I've said it before. I think that many times you have to also understand what it is you're doing and where you're going, and it's up to you to make those changes. I think there's a certain improvement, a better attempt to paying attention to his style and arm movements and the elegance of his line. Now, I've got to tell you, that was a very, very well revolved jump. The first one, the second one did not become a triple as he had planned. It's a far better back sit spin than he's had in the past. And this sit spin, with the exception of a rounded shoulder, is very nicely centered.
Just an awful performance last year at Nationals. He was 10th in the short program, then withdrew. He had the boot problems, the injuries. He's had a back and neck injury this year, but all he's got to do is look to Johnny Weir in terms of making amends for a poor performance at Nationals. Weir hit the wall literally in Dallas, came back the next year to win.
Circular footwork, and look at how it moves and flows around the rink. Too many times circular footwork stops, or straight line steps just stop with the people attempting to make additional turns and moves.
Standing ovation from the crowd, as much an acknowledgement of the emotions that are going through Tim Goebel right now as an appreciation for the effort. Audrey Wisiger, his new coach, and a personally satisfying, no doubt, performance for Tim Goebel just to get through this here in the short program. Now, the very necessary quadruple toe right here was just as good as it can be. Wonderful edges and landing, but right there he was low on the landing and did not get a triple toe out of it. But as he stepped into this triple axel, neat and clean, beautiful. Evan Lysacek, remember he received a 6.0 for presentation. He's your current leader. It's time to relax for him right now. Will he be the leader after we hear these marks? It's a pretty darn good performance from Tim Goebel, and considering all he's been through, and especially the injuries this year, he has got to be satisfied with that. Andre Wiesiger. And now they see the marks for required elements. Those are high up to 5.9, Dick.
Well, they're very good marks because his spins were so wonderful, and so was the rest of the program. I mean, technically, it was a very much better program than we've seen him do in a long time.
And now the presentation marks, again, up to 5.9 for Goebel. So those certainly high enough to put him on top of the leaderboard right now. 8 of the 9 judges putting Tim Goebel into first place. 1 judge putting him behind Lysacek, but he is your new leader. But will he be able to hold the lead? Johnny Weir won the title last season. He's followed it up with a great year thus far. He's next here in Portland. Back to the 2005 State Farm U.S. Figure Skating Championships. Right now the leader is Tim Goebel, and he is with Christine Brennan.
Tim Goebel, the leader, how did you gather your emotions to skate like that?
Well, I just had to rely on being well prepared. The last 24 hours have been very difficult for a lot of us, but you know, it's things that are out of my control. I can't control this. I'm well prepared. I'm a good competitor, and as difficult as it was, I know I could just rely on being prepared.
Tim, have you talked to Angela since the accident?
I did. I got to speak to her this morning, and I'll be spending the week with her next week in Los Angeles after the event is finished.
And could you talk about your friendship with her over the years?
I've known her for 12 years. We've been 12 nationals together, and many international trips, and we've trained together. We've, you know, traveled the world together, and I care about her very deeply, and as well as do a lot of the people here, and I know that with my support and with all of her other friends that she'll be able to get through this, and she'll come back and she'll be okay.
All right, Tim, thank you very much. Congratulations. Terry, back to you.